My name is Kenneth Amechi. I'm a professor of business and sustainable development at the University of Edinburgh, UK. I also hold a chair in sustainable finance at the European University Institute, Florence. And I work on a part-time basis as the Chief Economic Advisor to the Imo State government. Today, we have an interesting topic where we explore the opportunities from palm trees. Palm trees are dotted all over Imo State, which means that we may be sitting on a lot of opportunities we may not be aware of. And we have very interesting people today to discuss palm tree and the opportunities from it. But before then, I would like to invite my co-moderator, Dr. Jude Nzako, to say a word or two.
Thank you, Prof. And thank you, listeners. Today promised to be a wonderful day. My name is Dr. Jude Nzako. I am the Director General for Imo State Investment Promotion Agency. I'm glad to be co-moderating this wonderful event today. Thank you very much.
Okay, I also invite our host and companion on this journey, Dr. Oke Anukwem, the Honorable Commissioner for Special Duties. He will give an overview of palm tree and the opportunities associated with it.
Thank you very much, everybody who is in the house. And of course, all our guests who are not inside the house at this moment. The topic chosen today is a very wonderful one, just as today is also wonderful. Economic opportunities from the palm tree. You see, I must say that we are blessed, not just in Imo State, but in the entire Southeast, in Africa. We are blessed with palm trees. A lot of palm trees, which our people in the various communities are surviving on today, were inherited. These are palm trees that have been there, planted by God, I must tell you. And our people came in, inherited them. But for business sake, plantations can be made of palm trees for the purposes of economic growth. But what I'm going to do today is to let you know that the palm tree we are discussing is not just about African palm oil or palm oil, as the case may be. There are several palm trees that produce several things. I'll take them quickly. The palm tree that produces oil produces palm fruits, which principally gives vitamin A. And this is the palm tree which our people are used to, and they derive their economy from. But from this palm tree, aside from oil, the kernel, the palm kernel, which comes out of it, is also used to produce PKO, what we call palm kernel oil. And this palm kernel oil is used by so many manufacturing companies, which I'm going to draw your attention to. From palm oil, we get vegetable oil and fat. The leaves of the palm oil, of the palm tree, are used to feed livestock. Our people feed their goats, their sheep, with the palm fronds coming from these trees. And sometimes you can buy them to feed your livestock. And then the leaves again are used traditionally for thatched roofs, brooms, and the logs are used for bridges to connect one area of the community to the other. But I want you to know that if you go into a plantation, when you plant palm trees, it takes about 4 years for it to mature. And if you have a hectare of land where you have planted about palm trees, you will get about 4 tons per hectare after 4 years of planting. And 1 ton sells for about 2.4 million naira from the records that I have. Therefore, palm tree, as a matter of seriousness, remains the most lucrative farming method, especially in this part of the world. We also have the coconut tree, which is also a palm tree. The coconut, we have coconut oil that can come from coconut. We have coconut milk. And then we also have the coconut shell, which recently I just found out that you can use to treat toothache. I tried it even this morning. I boiled the shell of the coconut, not the interior, not the fruit itself. I boiled it with salt and I used it. I've been using it and it has been helping my teeth, which is also a very wonderful discovery. Now, there are various products that we can get from the palm tree. The fibrous wood that comes from the palm tree, I mean the trunk, can be used for carpentry and construction. They also can be used for firewood. They can be used for fertilizer for plants and trees. They also use in manufacturing of cardboard and paper. You know, I'm saying these things because I want to give you an insight on what the palm tree is outside palm oil. Do you know that the roots of the palm tree can also be used to cure urinary infections, gallbladder infections, even some various kidney problems? If you boil 4 to 5 roots of the palm tree and allow it to cool, and you keep drinking it, you see results. Then the fiber itself, like I said before, can be used for thatched roofs, wall coverings. If you remember, in those days when we didn't have blocks and cement, these thatched roofs and leaves are used to build African architecture. Even today, as I speak to you, most beer parlors, most good hotels create an African effect with the leaves that come from palm trees. And from those palm trees, we made brooms. We made baskets. We can also make furniture out of it. And then it serves also as fertilizer. But sir, let me also say this. There are so many companies. Let me give you an idea of companies that require products that come from palm oil.
And then explore some of the opportunities you see from the palm tree here.
Thank you, Prof. By way of introduction, I'm Mr. Okechukwu Awogo, and hello. I have my farm located at Omoapo on Haji, about on the way to Port Harcourt Road, Port Harcourt City. Yes, I grow palm trees. In addition to what the Honorable Commissioner have said about it, he talked about planting in a hectare of land. When you plant it, palm trees can be intercropped like we do in our areas. It can be intercropped with a lot of products like pineapple, cassava, cocoa, plantain, banana, and others. In my own farm, I have palm trees intercropped with my pineapples. Pineapples grow healthily within this fallow of the palm fruit, because you plant it, say, 9 meters apart, or between 8 meters to 9 meters apart. So within that furrow, you can intercrop your cassava with your cassava, or have about 160 stands. I have a integrated pineapple plantation there for about between 10,000 to 15,000 stands cropped within that first 6 years of planting. Because one may be asking, if a palm tree stays 4 years as a gestation period before you can start harvesting, what would the investor be doing within these 4 years? So the space you have, you now intercrop with either pineapple, cucumber, as the case may be. So you can choose any of the products you like to embark on and then use it and make your income while you wait for 4 years to start reaping the oil palm, the proceeds from your oil palm. Presently, my own is about 15. I have the one about 15 years old, 8 years old, 7 years old. I'm even planting. Yesterday, I planted about 80-something stands, waiting to complete it by Monday, up to that 1 hectare. So in that case, you see that the profitability in oil palm is quite encouraging, that we cannot keep expanding. The more land you acquire, the more expansive you go. In my local areas where I farm, they have these palm trees as their local inheritance. They are like the Honorable Commissioner said, they go every month on a community harvest. After whatever you get becomes yours. And in that case, sometimes they embark on projects with it. So they harvest it collectively, sell it collectively as a town union or as a kindred union. So in that case, you can see a kindred can use it as a form of income-making business. In that case, this is for the local planted palm trees that we inherit or they inherited. So for us who are also in the commercial level, so you see that if you have 1 hectare, like the Honorable Commissioner says, you harvest 4 tons from a hectare. In that 4 tons, you talk about breaking it down to the layman's understanding. A gallon of 25 liters is sold between 20,000 and 25,000 presently, as the case may be, depending on the locations. So in that case, you see that with that 25 liters gives you less than that 4 tons they are talking about. So 4 tons, like he said, you consider the amount of money you derive from it, you see that it's very, very encouraging. So
okay, let me ask you a basic question, right? If you wanted to do this as a business, because we can say, like Honorable Commissioner said, that some of the trees are God-given, put it that way, right? So, and some of them are wide, in quote. So if you wanted to do it as a business, there must be some thinking and planning around it. And you're also thinking of your seedlings, making sure you have the right seedlings that will give you the sort of output you want. So it's not done as a random thing or also depending on what currently is there. So how, from your own perspective, what are the things required to properly cultivate palm trees as economic trees for business?
Thank you, Prof. Number one, you have to consider your planting materials. That's the variety you grow. You have, number one, you have the Dura variety, you have the Tinera and the Piscifera. The Dura is the one that contains more oil. It has about 75 to 90% kernel. For if you're cropping for oil, to extract the oil for commercial purpose, you go for that one, either Piscifera or the one of Tinera. Most commonly grown variety here is the Tinera, where you have 50% of the kernel and you have 50% of the oil. In that case, whatever you lose from the oil, you get from the kernel, and then you crack it and you sell. So to make up the value you require. So we usually introduce that Tinera to most of our these commercial farmers, so that by the time you grow it and you maintain it, the proper way of maintaining it after growing it, 1 month after planting, you add manure or you fertilize, because they are hybrid varieties. So if you are going for business, you must have in mind that you have to maintain it. Maintenance in the sense that you have to give it periodic feeding and the accurate weeding, maintenance.
Okay, fine. Before we go into that, how much does the seedling cost? I mean, or how much do these different varieties cost?
Yes, whether it is Dura, Piscifera, or Tinera, all of them are the same cost. If you are procuring from a NIFO, you get it at.
Sorry, what is
already-
NIFO? Remember, we are talking to lay people here. We are not talking to experts.
Okay.
What is NIFO?
Okay, sorry. The NIFO is the Nigerian Institute for Oil Palm Production. So
And where
it's
are they?
located. They are located at Benin City in Edo State. So they are known as a certified authority in this field. So people go there. It's either you get the variety from their lab and buy from the sprouted nuts, or you buy the full-grown seedling. The full-grown seedling is about between the cost of between 500 to 1,250, depending on the one you want to buy. If you want to buy the one they call seedlet, that is the one that has 3 leaves. That 3 leaves is cost about 500 naira per stand for how many number of seedlings you want to procure. Then
Okay, fine.
seedling is
What
the
if I can't
full-grown.
get to Benin City? Where does it mean that no one sells it in Imo State?
Yes, we meet, they disseminate it through the ADPs or through the certified agro agencies. Like myself, in my farm now, I have about 3,000 seedling grown in my own nursery. So what we do, we buy this sprouted nuts, nurse it, and then sell it to the local people who could not get to Benin City. So they are also scattered everywhere here and there. Like ADP can also serve the purpose.
What is
Any
ADP and where is ADP?
ADP is IMO Agricultural Development Program, and they are located at Okigwe Road, Owerri, the office of ADP. They are located just behind.
Okay, and where is your office? If somebody wants to locate you, where can they find you?
Presently, my office is located at 41 Ekwema Crescent. That is our branch office here, Ekwema Crescent, Ikene, opposite Kilimanjaro. And my number still serves as a contact 080-3326-3765. I repeat again, 080-3326-3765. So you
Okay.
can call us. You can call us, and then you'll be attended to.
Okay, how many stands do I need to start a good business? So we often complain about land, and Imo State doesn't have a lot of it. So would you encourage people to first secure a large expanse of land before they can go into this? Or is it a business people can also plant a few, maybe 10, 15, depending on what access they have to land? What would be your take on that?
For a startup, you need about a hectare of land, which is about 20 to 21 plots of land to grow 150 to 170 stands. And this 170 stands make you a commercial business, puts you in a commercial line that you can actually make a living from it. So that one in a year will give you between 1 million to 1.2 million naira per annum, depending on the production capacity. And for you to have a good production, you give it a good maintenance.
If you don't have that expanse of land, and maybe like you're a community, you can also say and ask people to use their farms, plant 10 here and there, and then you pull all of them together at some point, as opposed to having this large expanse of land as you appear to suggest.
I think it's equally a good one. It's equally a good one because in a community like this program of One Kindred, One Business, a kindred can decide to have it as part of their business, putting all the resources together to form a collective business for the kindred. So it's a good.
Okay, so fair enough. Honorable Commissioner, you had some thoughts. Maybe I bring you in to complete, because you are talking about areas where palm tree or palm oil can be used.
Yeah, I was actually trying to let us know that there's a huge market for palm oil. But you see, the problem we have is that our people are so dependent on the inherited palm trees. And some of these palm trees have exhausted their lifespan. In other words, they are not very, very productive. So I was even trying to ask OK Pineapple whether it is possible for the people in the rural communities to plant more palm trees within the God-given palm trees, so that these can eventually replace the ones that were existing even before they were born. So I'm saying this because of the land situation you pointed out. But that aside, I don't want us to be looking at palm oil alone. If you go to any supermarket today and price possibly a 75 cl of coconut oil, you see how expensive it's close to 10,000 naira. So coconut oil comes from the palm tree. Coconut milk comes from the palm tree. Palm wine comes from the palm tree. And we have not really looked into these things, and people, for instance, palm wine is being bottled today, but you can see that it is probably not done on a very serious note. Otherwise, we would have also taken over the alcohol market if we really look inwards and then harness what God has given to us from the palm tree. You know, and remember that from palm kernel oil, in those days, I remember my grandmother had what we called eloaku. She gets it from palm kernel seed. And it's also very medicinal. These are things that can also be bottled and sold to the outside world, if properly done. You know, so we need to move out from just palm oil alone. I know that palm oil is very lucrative, yes, but there are some other areas we can also look at that comes from the palm tree that can sustain our people. You know, for me, I think that's what government should also is also looking at, so that we can expand the scope of palm tree for economic benefits.
Okay, I think there's a comment in the chat that says that there is another hybrid called Super Gene, which PIND is the partnership initiative for the Niger Delta, supported by Chevron Oil Company. And it says PIND is introducing this Super Gene into the market, and it appears to be an improvement over Tenera as an option. So maybe that's one Pineapple, just to make the distinction between the commissioner. Maybe something to think about. Dr. Jude Nzako, please.
Thank you, Prof. I just wanted to kind of refocus attention to different directions slightly, because what we're talking so far is about farming and planting the seedlings and expect them to grow. But we also have to consider the bankability of this exercise, because most rural people may need loan, they may need money. And of course, this might be a bit difficult for the banks to actually consider lending if the gestation period will be more than 3 years. And of course, somebody takes a loan of say 500,000 or 1 million naira. The banks are not going to sit there waiting for 3 years before they get some of their money back. So I would like us to look at all the opportunities in the chain, because as the Honorable Commissioner pointed out there is a great opportunity in the palm oil and other outputs from the palm tree itself. Palm oil is very, very scarce resource. I am aware that at the moment, Nigeria imports over, in today's world, over 50% of its palm oil requirement. And there is also a great market outside Nigeria. So for some people in the rural areas, is it not possible for them to make money by being aggregators, buying oil products from other regions, from other states, repackaging them and exporting to other countries? They can make a living. And I think for people who don't have much capital or who cannot wait, they can also benefit from the opportunities that the palm trees can offer. This is just that. Maybe we can think along exploring that aspect. But I wanted to ask OK Pineapple. I mean, I know I've visited your farm a number of times, and I know you're quite successful in what you do. Primarily pineapple and the palm trees. So, okay, which one would you consider is more profitable for someone who really has small capital in rural areas? Would you say it's pineapple? Would you say it's the planting palm tree and expect it to mature to production? What would you say?
Thank you very much, Doc. So to say, from what your question comes across, you can notice that in terms of profitability, you talk about the one that is sustainable. Or a palm tree is sustainable. Pineapple, you grow it with your capital, you maintain it. After 15 months, you harvest it, and it cannot come back the second final generation. So for you to make profit from it, you have to replant for another cycle to begin. So that cycle fizzles away. So in terms of sustainability, the oil palm trees are more sustainable to pineapple business. So I can encourage, I can encourage every investor to go into palm tree because it's sustainable. You keep over 40 to 60 years of age, you keep reaping from it.
Oh.
Well,
okay,
that's wonderful.
Yeah, maybe also to tie to what Dr. Julian was asking in terms of financing and the bankability. Maybe, I mean, OK mentioned that you can have pineapples and palm trees simultaneously. One can also say, you know, what comes out of the pineapple can be used to offset the loan, and it shows again that there is a cash flow, because if you're thinking about bankability, it's also the ability to demonstrate cash flow coming from the business to repay the loan. And the other thing also in terms of the One Kindred, One Business initiative is that we're encouraging kindreds to be able to raise the money first. So that way also they can de-risk the project to make them attractive to the banks. But the other point which you raised, which is about the business, you know, not the farming side, but the business, where one can serve as an aggregator or linking one community to the other, to the market in particular. I think that's where Imade comes in. Imade, do you want to introduce yourself and probably share your ideas about the sort of business you are doing in this space?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I hope you can all hear me.
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you. Thanks.
So interesting conversation so far. I'm happy to be here. My name is Imade, and I'm the founder of Tech Africa. And what we do at Tech Africa is two things. One, helping rural farmers and traders get access to market. And secondly, we also help them get access to finance if we can see a clear cash flow process or a clear cash flow structure. Now, what we'll do is like what he just said now is to also aggregate all of these products. So for instance, palm oil, we currently look for communities that have palm oil and look for people who want palm oil in large quantities, and we supply. My partner is here on Onome Food, and so far we've moved thousands of kegs of oil across the country. So it's really lucrative. But what we have seen so far is the fact that we can't even meet demand. We had to import, like Dr. OK said, import palm kernel oil from Ghana, because we had a huge quantity that we needed to supply, but we didn't have those products in Nigeria at the time we wanted it. So that's what we do. And this whole idea of One Kindred, One Business is fantastic, because I just came from Benin. And I know that there are even government loans and funds that go to cooperative businesses. So even if the Kindred are able to come together, get their structure, get their inputs together, they're able to get finance. Even we can also help them facilitate that process to get finance to make their farms grow, and then we provide them access to markets. A key thing here is also quality. Like we were saying yesterday, if the quality doesn't match what the customers want, there's nothing we can do about it. So even involving us in that process from inception changes the whole game entirely. When we come to the farms, we see what they're producing. We begin to even start to aggregate the supply before they even reach that 3 years mark. And then by the time they harvest and produce, we're able to offtake it, pay them cash, and get them those markets in good time. So that's what we do.
So do you want to give examples of things you've done recently? So
Okay, so in the last, my partner said, Onome, you're here as well. In the last 4 weeks, we have moved over 3,000 kegs of palm oil across Nigeria to Kano, to Ibadan. Yes, that's palm oil alone.
How do people get to you? So if I'm in one rural area in Imo State, how can I plug into the opportunities you're creating?
081, my phone number, just call us. That's the fastest. 081 72 891779. 081 72891779.
Okay, great. So when they call you, do you arrange to pick from where they are, or
exactly? We arrange to pick. So we try the two options. So from people that have called us so far, we used to arrange to pick, and that worked. Because some people say, oh, we have our delivery company, and we spend like 1 week, 2 weeks to wait for the product. So we prefer to arrange to pick from them. And usually we'll get a sample first. We'll send somebody to the place, get a sample, check it out, and see if it meets our quality requirements. If it does, we arrange to pick.
Okay, but you can also give them their quality requirement upfront so people can.
We do. In fact, we love that. We actually love that. We actually love that. And Onome is here, I think she can also share some light because she has just moved recently to northern Nigeria, and she'll also share experiences, if you don't mind.
Okay, maybe before she does that, Dr. Jude Zako probably wanted to say something, then I'll bring in Onome.
Yes, thank you, Prof. I wanted to ask Imade, obviously in Imo State now, we're trying to encourage communities on this one kindred, one business. So Imade, do you consider that you can assist some of the youths in communities here to set up business similar to what you're doing? Can you mentor them?
Yes, we can. We'll love to. I just came from Benin for a similar project. It was our complete pleasure.
Right. Well, because you just said that it's a profitable business, and I do challenge our youths in communities to take up this exercise, and I quite concur what you said. There are banks who are ready to give money to cooperative societies to set up this kind of business. And of course, the office of the Chief Economic Advisor is there. My office, the Imo State Investment Promotion Agency, is there to assist, and the Honorable Commissioner for Special Duties. The government of Imo State has structures in place to support all young business or all cooperatives to rise up from where they are now. There are a lot of business opportunities, and the one we're exploring today is one of them. The money is there. It's just for the youths, the people to understand and get into the habit of doing business with other people's money. And once you can take money, you're able to pay back, then you can grow. There's no reason for any community not to operate one business or the other. And today's program offers a great opportunity. So I think I will start one of these myself. Thank you, Imade.
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you. All right.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, Onome, do you want to come in and probably share some of your thoughts? And by the way, if you are just joining us, this is the One Kindred, One Business Initiative series run by the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor. Onome, please go ahead.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good morning. So my name is Hope Onome. I'm the CEO of Onome Global Resources. We deal on agricultural products. You're basically just not doing agriculture the way people do it at the olden days or the ancient days. They do it for form of consumption, just to eat and feed family. But there is so much in agriculture to just think about it as a consumption area. So there's so much opportunities to get from agriculture. So we have to bring the modernized way into agriculture, be able to connect states for interstate trade, be able to fill in those missing links in agriculture. And as my partner rightly said before, we do a lot with palm oil. When I saw this topic, it's a very interesting one because palm oil has a whole lot of benefits. I could imagine why when the white men came from Europe, when they saw our palm oil, all they could call it was the red gold, because it's gold lying down in our plates. We just see it for pleasure because most of us have inherited these palm trees, and what we could see is just for us to harvest and eat. Yeah, so in doing this together, bringing these farmers together, we'll be able to push out this product in a large way. And I can say, like I said yesterday, palm oil is a very lucrative business. Even if so many people say they don't have money to go into the farming, to buy seeds, to plant. Even if you are just doing buying and selling from one state to the other, there's a whole lot to gain where you're able to put in some structures, right? Able to get the right product, be able to sort out your logistics and be able to get the right customers is a big market.
Okay, before I bring you in again to maybe share with us some examples of things you've seen in the northern part of Nigeria, I want also to give our audience a bit of a flavor of what this initiative is all about, so that way they can follow us as well.
Susie, nne m ahụ gị bụ sọ mma. Ọ dị ka ị nwetala ọrụ n'oil company.
You see nwanne m mgbado udo o nweghịkwa ọrụ oil company m nwetara. Ihe hụrụ m na-amụke wụkwa aka ọrụ Okobi.
Ele nke wụkwa Okobi. Biko tupu enye m azụ, ahụ chele m anya. Ahụ m chọrọ enyemaka.
Ya bụ na ịnụbeghị maka Okobi. Ngwa gee ntị. Okobi wa atụmatụ ọma gọọmenti hiwere iji kpochapụ ụbịam na-akpụ ndị mmadụ isi aghara aghara. Okobi ga-ekewapụta ohere ọrụ maka gị maka ọha obodo gị niile. Naanị legharịa anya gburugburu gị. Chepụta nnọọ ihe ọbụla gị na ụmụnne na ụmụnna gị, ndị enyi ma ọ bụ ndị obodo gị nwere ike ịgbakọta aka mepụta ya mma, dịka ịzụ ọkụkọ, azụ, oke bekee, ịkọ pineapple, ịsụ mmanụ nkwụ ma ọ bụ mmanụ aṅụ na ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọ dị iche iche. Unu hazichi usoro eji eme ya ka ọ bụrụ ihe ga-amịpụta ego. Unu agbapụzie ya ọsọ gaa kpọtụrụ onye ji ọkwa Chief Economic Advisor n'ọchịchị steeti Imo. Ọ ga-agbazi unu olu nye unu ntụziaka, hazie ụkpụrụ a ga-eji mee ya ka ọ kwụsị ike ma mịta ezi mkpụrụ. Ọ ga-enyekwa aka n'ikewapụta ohere ọrụ nye ndị na-achọ ọrụ n'obodo.
Biko nye m akara ekwentị ha ka m kpọọ ahụ ozugbo.
Ngwa were ihe dedata ya 0701-351-2035 0701-351-2035 ma ọ bụ 0911-436-0076 0911-436-0076. Ịkpọrọ ha ị ga-enweta ọsịsa maka ihe niile gbasara Okobi. Okobi wa atụmatụ bụ ịgba Shared Prosperity Government nke Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. Okobi, ụmụnna wike, ọwụ ha agha.
Okay, thank you and welcome back. So, Onome, what are you doing in the northern part of Nigeria and what can Imo people learn from that?
Oh, okay. So, yeah, when we started the interstate trade, when we were doing surveys, we learned that there were some things that the South had, most people of the Southern part, the East, they had that the North didn't have. Examples like the North didn't have palm oil. The North, they don't grow these things. They don't have it. They don't have palm oil. They don't have yams. They don't have some agricultural products, which they have a big market for, because majorly Kano is a border between Chad, Niger, and all those nearby African countries that are close by. They have Kano has one of the biggest agricultural markets. Yes. So we got there, talked with them, and most of them, the product they get, we are not quality. Before the product get there, some of them are being missed. So we're able to talk to some of their leaders there, and we guarantee them that we're able to give them products. We brought samples for them, and they were so happy that we can as well bring the product. So by the time we brought out the product, in 2 weeks, we are selling more than 4,000 kegs of 25 liters of palm oil. Kano alone is a big market for that. But the thing that guarantees palm oil in the market, when you're going into that business, you have to be very, very key with your quality.
Okay, quality matters, right? In that sense.
Yes.
Okay. So we have one of us here, okay, and okay is into this business. Okay, how can you work with Nome and Imade? I mean, do you see any opportunity for collaboration?
Yeah, Prof, thank you very much. It's an excellent one, and I've already taken their numbers down. At the end of this program, I will get across to them. It's a very wonderful opportunity, and I think people like us will tap into it. Definitely.
And you also have access to a number of farmers, people who are engaged in palm oil or, I mean, like we said, the palm tree, and encourage them to see how we can make this connection, because it's all about market access, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. Definitely we're going to do that, Prof.
Okay, Dr. Juden Zako.
It's a very good opportunity.
Yes, thanks, Prof. Just a quick one. I know every profitable business most times a bit difficult to get into. And what we've, from what we discussed today, for people who really haven't started, may look daunting on them. So I was going to ask Onome and Imade, if we organize a training for some of our community people, and if we invite you to feature in that training to at least educate them, would you be willing to attend?
Definitely, sir.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
Yes.
Would you charge money?
We won't charge money for the training, but other logistics costs maybe. But just to add, sir, I actually met Onome online. We had never met. And right now we're doing amazing business together. We even started doing business before we met. What am I saying? We must leverage internal resources. We must leverage community. We must leverage family structures, which is why I'm very happy with what we're doing with Ikobi. Because there's massive growth that can come when we come together as a people and make the decision that we will stick together. What we're seeing is too many silos, people doing good independently on their own by themselves. Let's see more community effort. Let's see, okay, Pineapple, find people within your community, aggregate their products. That way we have economics of scale. We don't have to call 10 people in Imo, for instance. They can call you and then we aggregate the products together and buy from one source. Sure. So I'm really appealing. There's massive opportunities, but we must do it with sincerity of purpose. We must come together. We must work together. We must build trust. And my partner and I are happy to join you on this journey.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to know that. So we'll definitely get back to you.
All right.
Okay, Pineapple, do you want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to say that definitely after this meeting, I'm going to call them and get in contact with them, and then make sure I link up every producer within my area to get to know them.
Okay, brilliant. So, Honorable Commissioner, I don't know if you have any thoughts, having listened to the different panelists.
Yes, I have really enjoyed knowledge gathered here today. And this is practical knowledge, because these are people who are already in this business and they are all doing well and encouraging all of us. But I think that the traditional institution becomes very necessary in the one kindred, one business initiative. I say this because these are custodians of our tradition and they are the people nearer to the people in the communities. And I know that bank loans being difficult to get, that these traditional rulers can also bring their big men, big brothers and sisters who have a lot of money, wanting to see how and where they can put this money. Instead of dashing money up and down, they can aggregate this money together by calling on them and then giving them a good proposal where and what this money can be used for. And then getting some of the, communities who know a particular thing that they want to do, especially in this business we're talking about. Like she pointed out, she said that people are doing these things individually, and that's why they are not doing well. But the traditional institution can come in and help to bring these people together in all sincerity of purpose. And you will see a tremendous growth in the economy of this community. That's what I think. Thank you.
Okay. I think you made a very, very good point there, because it's all about also influencers. And let's also make it clear that to communities, as the Honorable Commissioner has mentioned, there's no point thinking about people, or assuming that once you come in, you will be able to, that you'll be the person to do the whole thing. And just remember that that you are coordinating it doesn't necessarily mean that you are the one paying for it. You can influence people and they positively buy into your idea, and that's the role we play as leaders in our different capacities. So let me turn to Adeze Waka, who is monitoring our socials. Do you find anyone there who is willing? Any comments on our socials?
None at the moment. People are just actively engaging with what we are doing.
Yes, let's be careful. Many people, I think that we are a bit threatened here, but we'll look into it afterwards. Dr. Jude, please go ahead.
Okay, just wanted to add to what Dr. K there said, about the traditional institution. I'm media to call on the governor of this state, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, since assuming office, has strengthened communities through town unions. It was totally different before now. Town unions are actively involved in administration of communities now through their development centers. And if these town union presidents can key into this OCOBI, I do not see why we cannot have one business in every kindred. So the town union presidents, if you're listening to this program, please do something, get to your traditional ruler, and together you can organize your kindreds and they can key into this program, because the government is serious. And as I said earlier, the opportunity is great and the money is there for you to do your business. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments from our audience as well as the panelists? And Dr. Okeanukwem, you made a reference, or you connected palm tree to coconut. I mean, that was an interesting one, because whenever we talk about palm tree, we only think about the oil palm. So maybe you want to reflect on coconut as well and see what linkages one might draw there.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, one thing is an idea and another thing is marketing the idea. Coconut is a very wonderful fruit. There's a whole lot inside it, right from the fruit inside to the shell. That's why I pointed it out, because I told you that coconut oil is a very, very marketable oil. Coconut milk is also very marketable. All we need to do is people looking into these things as a matter of research, and otherwise understudying other people who already have started these businesses, so that we can also get a lot of benefits outside palm oil. So we can get more benefits from other kinds of palm trees that yield other products. That's what I'm talking about. You know, even palm wine, we have not really exhausted the need to let the market grow. Honestly, if we look into these things, we will have alternatives to palm oil that can also sustain the people in the rural communities, as far as OCOBI is concerned. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. So let me invite Jovita now quickly to probably share some of the requests we have received in relation to palm produce. I think we got one from Dangote in relation to the palm kernel shell. Jovita, do you want to speak to that briefly?
Okay, fine. Yes, we actually have a number of people we're talking to. Some guys have reached out to us that they have, they produce palm kernels and they sell palm kernels. And for us, that's a very good development because we also have this arrangement with Dangote for purchase of palm kernels, but palm kernel shells actually. But we can't, go straight to them to supply in trickles because they buy in very large quantity. They buy as much as 5,000 tons, and that's not a small number. So we have a company registered because that's what they are asking, that they need to interface with a particular company. So that company they will interface with that will deliver to them. So we want the smaller companies or smaller communities or cooperatives who want to focus on that to reach out to us and let us link them up to the company that will be supplying to that Dangote directly. So what it means is that they reach out to this company, the company buys from them and sends straight to Dangote, since Dangote cannot buy in small bits from us. So that's an amazing opportunity for us to take good advantage of in this instance. So please reach out to us. Our numbers are on the flyer, and maybe I can still call out the numbers at this time. So you can call the office and then let us direct you accordingly. So the numbers are 0701 351 2035, 0701 351 2035. Then another one, 0911 436 0076, 0911 436 0076. So
okay, I think that's fine. I think in addition,
we encourage you to call us. That is, supply to us to Dangote.
Okay, thank you. In addition to the palm kernel shell, they are also interested in coconut shell, right? So that way we can have different combinations. So I think that leaves me with the opportunity to thank our panelists, especially Pineapple, Imade, and Onome for a very interesting conversation. And I guess our audience would have learned a lot about palm tree and the opportunities from it. Dr. Nzako, my co-moderator, is always helpful and inspiring. And also thank Dr. Okey Anokwen, the Honorable Commissioner for Special Duties, who is working with my office. So it's a joint program. It's our own form of one kindred, one business at the government level, where we are joining forces to push this agenda across. So that leaves me the opportunity to thank my team, Mrs. Jovita Agu, Adeze Nwaka, and Adeze Shaheme for doing a fantastic job. So now I will leave you with the audio again of the One Kindred, One Business initiative, so you see what we truly mean by this. So until next week, please enjoy yourself.
Chichi baby, now you be this longest time oh. See as you dey shine. You be like say you don't get job for oil company oh.
Oil company job, ke? I no get any oil company job oh. This shine where they see me shine so. Now as a result of Okobi.
Which one be Okobi now? I beg also for your babe oh. I need help bad.
Have bad. Now you never hear about Okobi. Okobi now One Kindred, One Business initiative. We go help wipe out poverty and create employment for you and everybody for your community. Check around you now. Use your sense. Calculate any business where you go fit set up together with your kinsmen, community members, and even your friends, whether na rice farming, palm kernel shells, poultry, fishery, pineapple production, rabbit keeping, oil production, honey production, plus other etc. Set them up as joint business with your family and friends. Then reach out to the office of the Chief Economic Advisor to Imo State Government. Him go guide you, direct you as you go take do this business go work well, bring ogbonge profit and create employment for we people.
How I go fit get them for phone abeg?
Oh yeah, call this number. You go get all the answers where you need about Okobi. 0701 351 2035. 0701 351 2035. Or you call 0911 436 0076. 0911 436 0076. Or you book appointment to get meeting to find out everything about Okobi. Okobi, that the feature of the shared prosperity agenda of the Executive Governor of Imo State, Distinguished Senator Hobo Zodimma.
Okobi, ụmụnna wike, ọwụ ya agha.
It's green for me.